Hello, 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 and welcome to River Darling Art and ASMR. I've brought this chicken back, so we're going to do a little bit more pencil work on him now that we've got a few more ink washes down. As you can see, they have now dried. I'm really happy with how these colours have dried. I was a little bit concerned about the mixture of the pink and the blue just on this part, because I'm not going to lie, I am a little bit of an overworker. So here we are, ready to work some more over this. That's our plan. I'm going to make an absolute conscious effort this evening, regardless of how excited I get about this, to speak nice and slowly for you. This should be a really relaxed, casual experience. If you just want to chill out for a little bit, get some rest, try to get yourself ready to sleep, or even if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper and jazz along with me. So here we go. What I want to do this evening is I'm going to try and really gently layer up on this. So I think we're going to see quite a lot of pencil sharpening, because I want to get some real nice soft edges in, but I also want to get in a few very minute little details which are going to need me to get this pencil a lot sharper to really drive it in. And then if I do feel I need to accentuate any of this wash, then it's just going to beautifully dissipate over my mark making we're making today, and then we'll see where we go. In case you haven't watched any previous videos, this is my previous attempt, and I don't love the composition, and I don't even love his face. I'm really sorry, guy, but I don't know, you've got a little breadcrumb here. That's not really an earlobe, but this is what we're going for, and that was inspired by visiting a local garden with my friend and taking loads of flower photography, loads of photographs of flowers. And this is what I walked away, and I thought, I just want to be really free and expressive. So that's what I did. I'm just going to leave it in the corner there for me to look at, and then we're going to make a start. Okay. So, first of all, I'm just going to take what I would call like a zingy pea green. We are not going to use correct names today. Life is short. This is Vert Frank. I'm going to call it zingy pea green. So I just want to get a little bit more texture in. And then if I drive that in just behind the chicken, but actually instead of what I've done there, maybe not quite up to the line of him, just to make a slight illusion of a halo, just to give him a little bit of pop. Speaking of chickens, if there are any beepy noises in the background, I am not unlocking a safe to steal the crown jewels. There's a couple of boxes with ducklings and chicks in the room nearby. They should be going to bed, so they just scold them for me. They will shortly go to sleep, but they can hear me, and like typical little ones, they think they can get some attention if they make noise. So we're going to be abhorrent individuals and ignore them while we work on this together. Okay, I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. So, let me think. I've got really flowery, wheaty. What else could I do? How could I create the impression of grass without going too linear and obvious, I suppose? It's going to drag. We're going to keep it going with this right to left motion, because I think that's the momentum of most of these mark makings, are drawing us all in that way. And then the chicken himself is very, very static. So I'm just gonna pull in a few here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to change colour now. I think I'm going to go for this saucy little bean here. I'm just going to be a dirty dog. Just pop this down here. I'll clean it up later. Just ignore my mess. There we go. Okay. So I want to create a bit more impression of that texture. Maybe... Oh! I don't know what they're called, but we have like a bulrush with a little halo of sort of white spindly bits around it. We can just make a very vague impression of something that may or may not presently look like a series of bear paws. We'll ignore that. They're not bear paws. There we go. The ducklings are awake at the moment, so we're just going to... I can't make eye contact with them from where I am, so hopefully they sense movement if I just stay where I am. They are dabbling away at their water. There we go. Okay. And then maybe a little bit around here, but I'm going to press much more gently. I distracted myself for a moment there. Okay, this is a real naivete to it, and I like that. It's a real sort of children's drawing, but it reminds me of how I used to draw hands when I was a child. I imagine most of us were very much the same, that hand drawing for a child was pretty much a big circle, and this is an innumerable amount of fingers that will just project forth from this fleshy mound, and that was pretty much a hand and then an arm, and then whatever atrocious being grew from the end of this ungodly appendage. I vaguely have that. Unlocked a bit of a core memory there. Was a parent sort of telling me, actually, I think there's 5 fingers on a human hand. I imagine at some point many of our parents or our adults had to have this conversation with us. Like, no, actually, there's normally 5 fingers, not always. But you'll find the most frequent number would be 5. Okay, so I'm just going to give him a little bit more grumpy definition. He looks outraged. There's a very sort of... Chickens have grumpy faces, and I say this as an owner and appreciator of chickens myself, but they just look like they deserve to be in some sort of wealthy manor house rather than sitting in your garden. It's just very, no thank you, absolutely disgusting. We're just going to have to... Oh, no, don't put that there, not next to the lavender. I can't just abhor the clash of the purple hues together. If you can sort of condense that terrible impression down into one adjective, that is a chicken. Apart from Patches, who does feature on my channel here, he is my Serama Cockerel. And oh my goodness, he has a personality. That's probably the kindest thing I can say is, my goodness, there is a personality in that chicken. And I think it might be because I'm talking about chickens, I might be speeding up a little bit, so I'm going to just breathe and relax. Okay. I may have natural affinity for the antithesis of ASMR, that I'll just go off on some wild tangent telling you about some animal I might have owned 15 years ago. definitely that person at parties. Okay, squiggly wiggly. I'm getting too tight. I'm slightly unsatisfied with how genteel and crosshatchy I got there. So I'm just gonna. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, River. We're making a mess, and you said you would. You said you wouldn't care about this one. So we're just gonna. And then I'm gonna maybe bring up a little bit of like mid definition of these feathers, where you've got the quill running up the centre. She says angrily, "No, I shall not. I shall not be good. I shall make a mess. That is what I shall do." There we go. There we go. Okay. Back to our facey, but I might switch out of blue because I think I'm getting a bit obsessed. Might actually pop to orange. And just get a bit more shading. But this can all be given a greater depth by going over again with an ink wash. Do I want to put some more orange into the background, or will that remove the focus? Let me think. Maybe just like on the little barbs that I mentioned, on these weird little... I'm going to look up what they are. I know they're quite good on grazing land, but I don't know what they are. So I will probably find out what they are and leave it in the description, because that will bug me. And if I do forget before I leave it in the description, please remind me, because one day I will bug myself and remember what is that, and then I'll remember the video. And I think we might have to pop in some more red. You know what, I will be naughty and I will colour in, and I said I wouldn't colour in, but I will. There we go. I am bad. It has to be done. Who's going to colour in if I'm not going to colour it in? Uh-huh. So we're going to go in with a bit of red on the old boy, but I'm definitely going to sharpen it, because otherwise, again, I think it's going to get a bit lost. Just pop that down there. And then I will need to give this incredulous eye. Look at it. He's not. Whatever it is he's witnessing, he's not accustomed to it. Chickens. Just quietly say to myself, "Oh, chickens." I love my chickens. I must admit, I am a duck person. Shh. I do enjoy Patch's very high opinion of himself, though. That does bring me joy. He thinks he's excellent. He is excellent. He is a good boy when he's not being wicked. He's not the most gentlemanly of chickens. I've known some in the past who've been absolute sweet peas when it comes to their hens and giving their gifts, and Patches is a bit of a... he's a bit of a rogue. Darcy loves him, absolutely adores him, but the other hens... No, it's not. This isn't him. But he's an unpleasant boy when he wants to be, and he's also a bit of a cad. He will offer food, and then he'll sort of decide he's waited long enough, and he's going to eat it himself. Which that's not what a good boy does. A good boy waits. He waits for his lady to eat the proffered food. Who does that? Who says eat this food and then eats it? That's... Okay, now I'm gonna just on these top ones nearest him. I love it when it gets really flat like that. And now, yes, I can make big meaty marks. Gorgeous. I'm waiting for the snap. I'm waiting for me to work through hard enough that it's just going to snap, and I'm going to leave a big dirty mark right in the middle. That's what happens when you get overconfident. Here we go. And maybe just, yes, just a couple down here, just lightly though, just to allow this to tail away. Because otherwise I'm going to have to go the other way, otherwise we'll make funny marks. Oh, bad. Okay. Hee. That didn't need to be there. Le attractive green, which is, oh no, it is a French word. I won't butcher it. It's a beautiful language, so we'll just it's turquoise. I'm just going to put some highlights around here. I think maybe if I work a little bit more into that eye, and then I think it might be time to wash it again. I think. But I want to put a few more patterns in, I think. So use this rather attractive turquoise. Just really gouge in these. Oh, is there a mark there? Here. Just to really gouge them in, really. There we go. Any more? Maybe one here. Nice and big because we're getting to that chunky bit. There we go. Okay, beautiful. And then I think I want to detail that eye a little bit more. And then I think, oh, but this blue is so beautiful. I'm just going to find a purpose for it. I'm going to press really, 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 really hard. So it's a gorgeous, big, thick line. And if I do go over with some ink, it will pop. Because it deserves to. And just a few more, making them smaller, making them tailor away. I don't want to relinquish that pressure though, so I do want to raise them up to this top bit, but I don't want to ease up. And then a couple just behind our matey boy's head. Okay. Wonderful. I'm gonna tweak his eye a little bit now, I think. His little nostril. Okay. I will sharpen that just to scrape some details in, because this is quite a light brown, and then I will probably wash over this. There we go. And then I will wash over that a couple of times, but I'm just going to pop in, while I've got this colour, just to anchor it in, a couple of little scribbles around here, and then I believe we will get out the ink. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'm going to look very concerned into that very squished in eyeball. Oh no. But I will, normally, with my child's hand, normally between working I will press a piece flat just to, between some books, like you would if you were pressing a flower. And I do that to kind of straighten them out a little bit more. But I wish I hadn't done that quite so hard. Oh goodness, he looks so shocked. And on that note, put the pencil down. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will continue on this lovely old boy, or perplexed somewhat individual, next time. Bye bye.